What's up, everyone? I'm Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So which personality disorder do you think is the least happiest? Borderlines or narcissists? I'd say borderlines. They struggle more with a sense of self, while narcissists can appear confident and in control. They can have difficulty giving you depth of who they are, but for the borderline, the self is much more fleeting and invisible. Narcissists know what they like and dislike. Borderlines can too, but they can change who they are daily, changing identities, dress styles, hairstyles, you name it. Within that search of self lies a never-ending trying to grasp for contentment, satisfaction, a sense of stability, which would also interfere with true happiness. Is a supply chain for narcissists and borderline sustainable for happiness? Is it the creator of pseudo-happiness or deep, authentic happiness? I think both types can have moments of true happiness and joy, but both largely depend on things outside themselves to feel okay, to regulate, to define, to measure. We say that narcissists must have narcissistic supply, so they are literally feeding off and depending on others to do their bidding. Narcissistic supply refers to the constant supply of attention and admiration needed by narcissists. There are narcissists who also want to connect with people who they think are in the upper echelon. There are ones who are very independent. They think it's weak to need someone else to do anything for them, and so they overwork, overachieve, create impossible tasks and dreams because it makes them feel powerful to constantly achieve what's unreachable to the average citizen. So narcissists learn how to stay full, so to speak. And if you're full, you're happy, right? You're satisfied until that supply goes away. Then they must scramble for more supply to satiate. All of this, by the way, is external. It all comes from outside the self. Where is the internal satisfaction to just be at times, even doing nothing? So is it fair to say that narcissists are happier than borderlines because they dictate, demand, bully, and corral people into meeting their needs? Well, borderlines have a supply chain as well. They will often mirror or become someone they are around to give them an identity. They also have what's called a favorite person. For someone with BPD, the favorite person is deemed as the most important person in their life. This person can be anyone, but it's often a romantic partner, family member, good friend, or another supportive person like a coach, therapist, or teacher. This all sounds lovely, but being a borderline's favorite person can be loads of fun at times and even make someone feel very important, which is why some narcissists find themselves attracted to them because they elevate the person to a larger-than-life status. That person is everything. But borderlines split, so one moment you can be the most amazing person, and the next moment you are the worst person on earth. Being a favorite person is overwhelming if you are the recipient of constant phone calls and check-ins and questions like, where were you, or why didn't you answer the phone? I haven't heard from you in a day, or when they go to extreme measures to contact people at your job to see if you're still there because they fear you have abandoned them and disappeared from the face of the earth. You are their savior, their rescuer from doom. They finally have that mother or father to make them feel complete, but no human can fulfill a person who has missed the window of bonding with a parent. And so eventually you become the center of their rage, and that is no fun. So BPDs can have elation or happiness when they have attached super fast to a human being who will likely let them down at some point because they cannot save them from emptiness. Let's talk about moods. Borderlines and narcissists can both be tough, demanding, assertive, and aggressive when it comes to getting what they want and having their needs met. Depending on the type of borderline you're dealing with, a narcissist will not necessarily get the best of them. There are borderlines who are strong and tough and will outwit the narcissist every time. They will hold their ground and not back down. Both types are sensitive to slights, so they will go from buddies to enemies and try to sink each other until one gives in and the pattern repeats. When I think of narcissists, I think of anger and rage. When I think of borderlines, I think of deep sadness and anxiety. Both can go into rages, which equals a feeling of unhappiness. Narcissists can be anxious as well. I think borderlines flip into extreme moods quicker and more easily than narcissists. They are more needy in having to have their needs met in a way that can be more draining than a narcissist. Both can make the people around them feel miserable when they are on the attack or when they can't or won't take in their own flaws and mistakes. Both can make people around them feel nervous and anxious because the borderline has constant problems and irregular moods and needs to be saved and be checked on by people. They also unwittingly check to see if you will stick around even when they are rejecting and difficult, while the narcissists confront all the time and attack. In the area of moods, borderlines seem far more miserable and less happy than narcissists. It's much rarer that a narcissist will feel suicidal, like they want to end it all, like a borderline does, unless they're faking it to keep their narcissistic supply in check. So that automatically is an indicator that narcissists have an easier time achieving happiness. Even if it isn't deep intrinsic joy, in their minds, it is. But what is happiness these days? What percentage of people can actually say they feel happy, borderline or not, narcissist or not? Are people happy for moments, days, weeks, months? How steady is it whether you have a disorder or not? I think the pandemic has created a train wreck for happiness. How many people feel a steady flow of happiness and stability in the face of economic crisis, inflation, COVID, and other illnesses that seem to have gotten worse? The pandemic threw everyone into survival mode. So some people have increased their risk-taking and taken it to the extreme, while others are completely risk-averse and do not want to take any chances on anything. They are comfortable doing almost nothing if it means that they are safe, because we spent an intense amount of time in crisis, feeling unsafe and not knowing what to do. So I recently saw a sign on a church sign that said something like, happiness is not chosen, happiness is a choice. So I think happiness is going to be the core of many discussions where we begin to choose it on a regular basis, make it deliberate. It is a habit. It is not one of those emotions that was just in the background. We're going to have to actively activate it, and that goes for borderlines and narcissists as well. A quote by Iris Murdoch is, "One of the secrets of a happy life is continuous small treats." And that is an indicator of external things to make us feel internally okay, which is the opposite of what we used to teach. So sometimes we have to actually do things or give ourselves things in order to feel happy on the inside. That's kind of the point that we're getting at. And by the way, can borderlines ever be happy? Many people are starting to achieve remission. It doesn't mean that BPD is gone forever, but they learn to deal with it better. Their symptoms become much less intense, so much so that they no longer meet the criteria for the diagnosis. So you gotta work at it. With treatment, it's possible to go on to lead a happy and healthier life, and the same thing goes for narcissists. So no matter what life throws at you, we all have problems and we all have a choice. Can we be happy? If you like learning about narcissists, check out my book, The Workplace of Narcissists. I'm going to give you insight that you've never been given before, that you're never going to find in any other book. So check it out. It's on Amazon by Tamara Zyon. I really think you'll enjoy it. And also, happiness can be tied to our love life. So check out my book, Flip the Script on Love by Tamara Zyon on Amazon. It will help you too to have a more fulfilling life. So until next time, please share my videos with people that you think it will help. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.